Is the Eustace Kid agenda finally dead in 2026? Probably not. Followed closely by Sanji and Crocodile, Eustace Kid is my favourite character in One Piece. I love his determination and his resilience. He is the most stubborn and fearless character in One Piece, and he doesn't run from a fight unlike other pirates. He stands his ground every time. However, Emperor Red-Haired Shanks seemingly put an end to the Kid pirates in chapter 1079 after he used his future sight to see Kid decimating his entire fleet, responding by striking him with a divine departure, one of the strongest moves we have seen in One Piece. I remind you that this happened only 24 chapters after Shanks asked Green Bull, "Are you that afraid of the new era?" Rat! By the way, side note, I think that Shamrock is a red herring to make a point that Shanks isn't evil. I don't believe Shanks is working with the world government, but I don't think he's on the good side. I think he's on his own side, which aligns more with negative morals. Anyway, back to my goat. Oda announced that we are in the final saga, whatever that means. Has since been releasing lots of lore and information revealing lots of stuff about One Piece in the SBS questionnaires. Examples such as, spoiler warning, Queen is Frankie's dad, the Rocky Port synopsis, and the reason we're all here, Eustace Kid's entire backstory. Oda is either running out of time, or he feels that Kid is so insignificant to his story that avid readers and fans who don't read the SBS will never learn more about one of Luffy's top 2 rivals. Pedro gets a flashback, but Kid doesn't. Pedro. I'm the biggest Toei slanderer and hater for the way they treat Sanji. But they have shown more love to Kid than Oda has. No did he? But here comes the big question. How is he coming back? Well, where did we last see him? Off the coast of Elbaf, and he wasn't looking too good. Oda didn't show a body, and we know that Oda rarely kills characters off screen. We all know Big Mom and Kaido are still in Wano just cooking, waiting to come back. There has been neither sign nor mention of Kid since the incident took place. It is common knowledge that Devil Fruit users cannot swim, so someone had to come in and save Kid and Killer. His own crew seemed too injured and are probably too weak to even stand a chance to do anything in the first place. Maybe it was Shanks and I've just been mischaracterizing. It is possible, but it could have also just been the Giants. But as there are no signs that he's still on Elbaf, that's unlikely. It could have just been another random crew that came sailing along. I caught up to One Piece on the tail end of Egghead, and my first thought when this was happening was that the figure who turned out to be Gavan was Shiki. I thought that he would be the one to train Kid. But moving on, where is he now and what can he do to add to the story? Now there are some theories that I semi-believe, like it is another Vegapunk. This is a popular theory, and whatever the other Vegapunks are doing might tie into his return. I didn't even notice until editing this video and reading the script right now that they have similar hair, so he might be a grandfather-grandson situation. We last saw the other Vegapunks desync from Punk Records and contact Haradas, a scientist on Witheria from Nami's timeskip. There will certainly be some tinkering in the clouds, and maybe that will reveal Kid's connection to Vegapunk if there is one. The other theory I mentioned from before was the one with Shiki, where Kid was going to mirror Luffy's training with Rayleigh, but with a darker tone. Killer and Shiki also have similar colour hair, and similar coloured facial hair in the same style. Maybe Shiki would pose as Kid's advisor on the seas, and a mentor, which could create a rift between Kid and Killer. Inevitably, Kid and Shiki would split apart, mainly due to Shiki's treachery, and he'd probably be trying to use Kid, but we now know that this team is not in the cards. So what does Kid need for his return to bring him back to the same level as his other contenders? Learn how to use your Conqueror's Haki! Kid is used as an example to show you that just because you have Conqueror's Haki doesn't mean you know how to use it. Ace was the same, but he was probably worse because he was on the same pirate crew as Whitebeard for 2 years, and he didn't learn anything about Conqueror's Haki. He will still need training, meaning Shiki isn't completely off the table, but it isn't likely. He also needs to learn Conqueror's coating, because without that he can't really do too much. He also needs to make stronger attacks with his magnetic Devil Fruit. Kid's belief is that it is only scrap, so he can just rebuild it back up. This applies to him also. He needs to refine himself into someone stronger, with Haki and Devil Fruit mastery. This would make his constructs last longer, look cooler, and be stronger. Look at his damned punk attack. That was him finally beginning to understand his potential. The biggest difference I can find between Kid and Luffy is Luffy is fighting to become king of the pirates for himself, and Kid is fighting to hurt the people he hates. If Kid started to focus on himself rather than his vendettas, he might grow stronger. Kid, Luffy, Blackbeard, Big Mom, Buggy, these are like the only characters who've actually said out loud that they want to be the king of the pirates. Law seems to have no interest. He's too busy with the D-Clan and the Void Sentry. None of the others are willing to fight for it, choosing to hide behind emperors, but Kid doesn't back down. Kid is the only one other than Luffy of the Supernovas to actually out loud say, I want to be the king of the pirates. So, will 2026 be Kid's year finally? Probably not. We still have so much to get through before the end, but Kid is most definitely still alive. And in the next couple of years, I estimate 2027 or 2028, due to the pacing and Oda's constant vacations every 4 seconds, eventually Jika will return.